It's weird to actually have speakers that work in a decent way. I'm like, I'm not sure how to handle
Getting
that.
fancy.
Yes. So, it's way easier for me to have something to fiddle with. So, I guess I just need like a big crystal fidget spinner. Like that needs to be a thing.
Invent it.
Oh, you know what I mean? Like all the crystals
Yeah.
you need to connect, or all the crystals you need to for divination, and then just it'll just be a
Yes.
thing. So
Yeah.
well, so I think I'm pretty much ready when you are. I kind of, since I already know you and have talked to you and kind of know your energy a little bit, it's a little more easy for me to, it's easier for me to connect for somebody that I already kind of know, if that makes sense. So,
Okay. Yeah.
and I've met you in person. So, yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad. Just first, there's something that's creating fear or anxiety in me, and I'm not sure what it is. I'm not even sure how to explain that. What's making me fearful to move forward and to make changes?
Well, the first answer I got for that was negative programming. So I don't know.
Okay.
I have a feeling that you probably already knew what that was when I said it, but like as soon as you started, so whenever I do these, it's kind of like channeling, I guess is the best way I can explain it. But as you ask the question, it's like I see this huge drawer come out and then the file pulls out whenever you finish your question, but the file pulled out before you even got halfway through your question. And so that's got to be a massive
Rerouting.
issue in your life right now, because it was just like that. So negative programming, and it was literally just that. So that tells me that it's more than from just one front. So it's programming in both negative self-talk, I can't do this, I'm going to fail, etc. And then you can't do this, but there's at least
rerouting. Yeah.
There's at least 6 people in there that have done this programming.
Okay. What can I do, or how do I release these emotional or mental blocks?
There's no easy answer for that one because I didn't even get a file pulled. So the short answer, I mean, just from doing what I do, the short answer of that is it's going to take some time. It's going to take you peeling layers of the onion back. And it's going to take cutting some things out that you have been doing, cutting some, not just cutting the programming, but cutting that belief system.
I don't even know what my belief systems are.
And that may be why there's no file. So what's funny is when I said there's no file and you said, I don't even know what they are, there's actually a couple of little files that pulled for that. You have them, but they're scattered. So it's like, you just need to, it's like having a book that's almost completely finished and you just need to have it edited. So you just need to sit down, and don't think that you can do this all at one time either. Just start keeping either a notepad on your phone or start, a notebook, whatever, and start writing down as you come across something. And the easiest thing to do with that is as you come across something, maybe online or whatever, or doing shadow work or anything. If you come across something, you're like, I don't agree with that. I feel like it's this way. Write that down, even if it's something tiny.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't even know how to figure out what my belief system is or what they are. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it is going to be a process. It is going to be a process. Because like I said, there's literally 2 files for that. And it's a whole bunch of choppy information everywhere. So you have it. It's just scattered. It just has to be formatted, put together.
Okay.
Somebody threw the patient's chart on the floor, and now you got to put it back together.
Okay. Yeah, I get that one.
Okay, I was like, I know there's something I can pull out that you'll be like, I got it. So it's like when you had the old school charts and the chart's like 3 inches thick and somebody literally just scattered it all over the floor. It's there.
No, it is. It's all there in all my journals that I journal every day, and it's there. I just need to go back and read them.
And if you journal every day, you've already, so that analogy of just editing the book is actually right on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, when you said that, I'm like, oh, okay, I got the book. Okay.
So just with these couple of questions, you need to know you're already further along than you think you are.
Yeah, I struggle with knowing where I'm at. I'm in my mom's house. It's very, very toxic, and I don't trust myself to meditate there, to ask questions there, because I don't trust the energies and the spirits there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's made it very difficult trying to figure out, trying to trust myself and my higher self. It's made it so difficult. And
I understand.
My emotions, I'm just 110% confident, by noon, but by 4 p.m., I'm like questioning everything again. And so I know I'm on the right track and making the right decisions of getting rid of some things in my life. But I want to focus more on the positives of what doors are opening up for me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm so focused on the negatives that I'm not seeing these other opportunities. And I'm worried I'm going to miss them.
One of the main things is, I know you just went through the shadow work class and so on. You've actually been doing it for a while, and I don't think you've realized you've been doing it. Some of it is working through that negative talk, and some of it is rerouting that negative talk. But you've already been doing some of the shadow work and looking at your own behaviors, where you're going, where you want, like you've already been doing it in small increments for the last 1.5 years.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, you've already been doing it. So you need to give yourself a little bit of credit. And I don't think you're celebrating your accomplishments like you should be. So give yourself permission to celebrate some of those.
Yeah, you're right. I have not. I have very high expectations of myself.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all.
No.
Because most people have no expectations. So
it's just being a little bit more realistic with them.
So what's funny is when you said you have high expectations of yourself, even though that wasn't a question, it's like this little file went whoop. So technically, I guess it is a question, or it's something you needed to hear, but you have a very specific role going forward. You have a very specific purpose. So those high expectations have always been there, and A, they were programmed into you for a reason, and B, they've always been there because you have a specific circle you have to get to. And I don't know why it's saying circle. You have a specific circle you have to get to. It's not so much a spot. It's not so much a destination. It's a circle.
Because everything, the circle makes sense. Everything in my life it's connected. Like I don't have work and then I go home. It's all, for me, it has to be one, because it's not work, it's my life.
Okay. I'm glad it made sense to you, because I'm like, I don't know why it's a fucking circle, but it's a circle. Okay.
My life's work, my family, me, we're all one. That's how I want it to be. And that's where I'm trying to get to, is what my role is, other than just to help people. I mean, what skills or talents should I focus on developing or to help me achieve that?
So here's what's funny with that. You already have them. You're just trying too hard to look other places. Helping people is your talent. It is your skill, and you do not give yourself credit for that. So you really need to, tonight or tomorrow, do something celebratory, whether it's going to buy a cake on your way home, just for tell everybody for shits and giggles, or whatever. You need to do something celebratory for yourself that you would normally do for someone else if they made a humongous accomplishment. And you don't have to tell anybody what it's for.
I do like
you
to
know
celebrate.
Damn well the little will be like, ooh, cake, or cupcakes or whatever.
I do like to celebrate people, yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad that made sense, because I'm just, yeah. So
It did.
Yeah. So you need to look at this like you are your best friend looking in from the outside, and you need to do something, even if it's tiny, like 6 cupcakes. You know what I mean? Like half a dozen cupcakes. I don't know why I keep hearing cupcakes and cake, but apparently something very celebratory.
That helps me a lot.
Because you need to
What would help
acknowledge
me?
how far you've actually come.
I know. And I need to celebrate me, because no one else is going to.
Mm-hmm.
What line of work or business is it that will give me this fulfillment and this joy that this is what I'm doing it on a bigger scope every day? I'm doing it every day. It's just not enough to fulfill me.
So this is where the circle comes in. And this is, okay, this is where your journals come in. This is where I heard documentation comes in. When you go back through these journals and you also need to make a list of all of the schools you've been through, your accreditations, your accomplishments, anything at all like that. You need to make a list of those. Because when you go back through these and you see all of the things you've learned, all of the things you do on a daily basis, the people that you touch, you're going to see where you've already been putting. It's like, and what's funny is the circle, if for some reason it starts here, I don't know why it doesn't start but it starts about where like 10 o'clock would be. So I don't know what time you were born, but it starts right about 10 o'clock. But you've already tick marked over to about the 2. So you still have all of these other things down here, but you're already putting those tick marks in place. So in going forward, there are other things that you are wanting to learn that you're considering, even if it's just learning them online. There's something else right now that's kind of been in the back of your head that you don't feel is very relevant to what you're doing now, but it really is in the long run. It's part of that circle. What's funny is it's like 4 down here, but nothing says you have to go the full, just tick, 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 tick. But whatever that is you've been wanting to learn, that's your number 4 tick down there.
The coaching. There's so much.
Coaching what?
Well-being. People being an advocate of their own well-being. They have everything that they need already. I mean, it's something I had to learn. Like, one person wasn't getting me where I needed to go. So I thanked them, and then I took myself somewhere else. And I've been learning that I've been healing myself. These people have been helping me, but I've been advocating for myself, and I've had all these tools all this time.
Mm-hmm.
And now everything I learned, I want to stop the next person. Like, oh my gosh, I just learned this new thing. It's called EFT tapping. Stop everything you're doing and do it, and you're going to feel great.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just empowering people and encouraging them. Like, they already have everything they need. They're just blocking themselves. So I'm just trying to move them out of the way. And I just don't know how to turn that into, I don't even like calling it a business. It's a way of being. And doing that with my current job, what changes do I need to make to find joy and fulfillment in my current job?
Well, let's finish that last thing we were just talking about, because there's something I need to add to that. You need to establish yourself as the expert that you are. You already write a tremendous amount. Whether it's journaling or not, you already write a tremendous amount. Adding
Writing.
Something socially online will start establishing you as an expert. And when you have these other tick marks, whatever 2 and 3 is, that will allow you to step out as that expert.
Writing is what I have been thinking about. But there's the other side of me, like, I'm not a writer. I don't know how to write. I don't even know where to begin. I don't know how to write a book or a blog but writing, yeah.
The good thing is blogs are so easy to create, and the more authentic you are, instead of trying to be super polished, and I mean, don't get me wrong, punctuation and spell check, etc., but trying to be super polished and formal with it, the more authentic you are, the better you are.
Writing has been in there for a while. Very first time I've ever said it out loud.
So establishing yourself with the things you're already an expert on is part of that circle.
Make a list of what I know.
And I'm recording this so you can go back and listen to it.
How do I begin? Or is there somewhere someone, I don't know anything about writing.
Well, I mean, on an outside front, hang on.
I mean, or websites, or I don't even really do social media, and it really intimidates me and scares me.
So all of this stuff aside, personally, I will send you some stuff to give you a place to start looking. I've actually been a writer since 1996. So
okay.
From my personal standpoint, I'm happy to give you some advice, and here's the easiest things to do.
I would appreciate that, because like the anxiety was setting in. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because I kept hearing you have to establish yourself as an expert. So
I do, yes. And I need to establish that with myself first.
Yes, you do. That's partially why going back through and looking at how far you've come and the things you've accomplished already is going to it's going to be a massive turnaround for you. You need to give yourself a couple hours to go through this. And it doesn't have to be at the same time, but it also needs to happen pretty quickly. You need to start this pretty quickly, like this weekend.
I do feel that sense of urgency, but in a good way, urgency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because there's opportunities or doors, and I just want to be ready to catch them.
Mm-hmm.
excites me and scares me and makes me feel anxious, but those
Good.
are all good feelings. I'm telling myself they're good feelings.
I'm glad that you asked about the negative programming. I'm glad that was the first question, because that's something that you're going to have to overcome in moving forward. That is a big part of you moving forward. So,
and I finally figured out that rerouting is what I need. And I've been discovering, being led to techniques and different therapies.
So I find it interesting you brought up tapping. That's something that I'm certified in, that I absolutely love.
I just somehow, I don't even know how I stumbled onto a YouTube video. Normally I dive right into it and I read all about it. I didn't. I hit play and then became addicted. Like, I still have not read the research. I don't care. I'm addicted to it. And I mean, I was just doing it. I'm like, I got to pump up my vibes before I go to this. That is the most magical thing ever.
Yeah, it's not given enough credit. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, I'm like, I'm going to learn this.
So
all this healing. Oh.
I'm gonna send you. I'm making some notes here. I'm gonna send you the name of a website that has all kinds of different online classes on it. Then they're taught by people all over the world. So I will tell you too on there, if you like register and make an account and wait till they go on sale, then you can get a whole bunch, several of them, and then get them really cheap. And then
thank you.
Like under $15 per course. So
I've been really, really trying to stay positive and manifest prosperity and abundance so I can accomplish all this. Okay, I like that. I like sales.
So I've used this specific website, and it's an app on your phone or online. I've actually used it since 2013, and I now have like 40 something different certifications. So I'm addicted to it.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a massive amount. There's everything on there from computer programming to tarot card reading. I mean, it's an insane amount of classes, and yeah. So, yeah.
My intuitive abilities, my innate abilities, whether it's claircognizance, audience, I'm pretty sure I'm afraid of them. And I don't know if it's because I just don't trust myself. Like, I don't have that self-confidence, but I start to learn about them, but then I back off, and I guess my fear is that I just don't trust myself. So maybe I can answer that.
You have a spirit guide in there that is causing some of these problems, because as you started talking about, it's like, I can see him pretty plainly. So everybody has spirit guides that they're born with. I've seen anywhere from 3 to 10 is the most I've seen. You're born with them, you have them till you die. They're there for a specific reason, and sometimes it's not always good. Sometimes you are their lesson, not them teaching you. That's kind of what this guy is here. Here's what's funny. He's very timid. He's very emotional, but at the same time, he's very defensive, and he's got to learn. Part of your lesson to teach him is that he has to learn that moving forward is not a bad thing. So when you're starting to learn something and you're all excited and moving forward, he puts the kibosh on it. And I specifically heard that word, so that's funny because I never use that word, but he specifically puts a stop to it. So that's that anxiety that goes up from the bottom of your stomach. It's just like, it's almost like a hand that just goes like that on your stomach.
Yeah.
You just can't stop, or you can't go forward. So,
okay.
So when that happens, he's afraid of change. He's afraid of going forward. So this is part of his lesson that he has to learn.
I feel like he's just my shadow.
Yeah. And that could be as well. I would imagine he's full on pushing a lot of that shadow aspect of yourself that's holding you back. So.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, because I get all excited and I'm like, whoa, wait, what was I doing there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I literally saw a hand come up under your stomach and grab it and kind of squeeze. So it's almost like nauseated, like I'm gonna throw up if I keep reading, or panic, like, and it kind of goes up from there. It's almost like a panic. And as soon as you step away from it, that hand goes like that and it's fine.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Just need to embrace him and tell him it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Normally I would say tell him just to sit the fuck down, but I don't think that's the case here. He has to learn this for himself to move on, because if he doesn't, if you learn it and he doesn't, you're fine, but he's going to continue. He's going to repeat this same lesson and never be able to be back as a person wise. He's going to continue to be a spirit guide until he learns it.
So we just need to learn it together and see that it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can handle that. That's what I do. I help people. I'll help him.
There you go.
We'll make it.
And that's probably why it came across that way. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Where do I go, or what do I do with my current job and moving forward? I have to pay bills. I want to take classes and, feed my daughter, but I also want to feel fulfilled and joyful and like I am making a bigger difference. I want it for me.
Yeah.
And I don't.
You're supposed to be where you're at right now for a reason. Some of it is because there's a few other things you need to learn there before you can move forward.
Okay.
But what's funny is this is like a 6-month period.
What does that mean?
Whatever it is you're supposed to be learning. And what's funny is it's not anything like training wise. It's not anything like.
I didn't think it was. I thought it was me, like with myself, I need to learn.
Yeah. It's with you. And it's with people you come across, like not even coworkers. It's people you come across. There's just a few things that you have to learn and go forward with. So.
Okay.
But like I said, it's about a 6-month period. And I think you'll know it when you accomplish it. Well, not think. It'll be obvious. And when it's
just like 6.
Yeah, like, when it's obvious.
In the next 6 months. Okay.
Yeah. When it's obvious, it'll be something that you'll get overwhelming signs on which way to go at that point.
Okay.
So there's where your trust comes in again with your intuition and yourself.
No, I felt that emotion. Like that's the truth. I will. I'll know it. I'll feel it. I'll see it. The last aspect of my life where I've just been incredibly terrified and nervous and excited and overwhelmed with joy is attracting love. Of learning a lot. I know what I've been attracting and why I have been attracting that.
Mm-hmm.
What do I need to do to attract that person, my ideal person? I don't know if they're called a soulmate or whatever they're called, but him. He's out there. I know he is. I feel him. He's close.
Mm-hmm. So I already knew you were going to ask that. That's what's really funny, because I almost said something about it a while ago. I was like, nah. So
I put it on here, but
up when you were talking about when we were talking about that circle and the tick marks on that circle, it popped up.
Because he's in it. He's part of it. Somehow he's part of all of that in my life's work. Like as a business partner, I don't know, but that's just the feeling that I get is he's in there.
So he's still a little bit off. It's still about 1.5 to 2 years off. I can see him very clearly, but the thing is, if I want to tell you, but the thing is, there are other people that you have to come across first. And if I give you this description, like what I may do is
I don't want that
myself, and then in about 1.5 years, I'll email it to you.
Do I at least get to meet him before then?
You do.
Just have the pleasure of his company.
And you do, but when the two of you meet, it's kind of an instant thing. His name does start with an R, I will tell you that. But you're not going to meet him for about 1.5 years.
So I haven't met him yet, right?
You haven't met him yet.
Okay. I'm okay. Oh, 1 year. I just at least wanted, I just feel like he's going to be my best friend, my person to talk to. And that's what I've been longing for in that connection. And because he is a piece of all of this, putting it together. And but I can wait. I'll meet the others first.
There are others that are going to come across your path that you're going to think are perfect. They're exactly what you're wanting, but they're not going to be in your life long because they have to show you that that's not what you want.
Okay. I get that. I don't know what I want, but I know what I don't want. So it's just the theme of my life.
Believe it or not, most people don't know what they don't want. They have this list of what they think they want, and what you don't want is actually more important than what you do want.
It's good to know.
I mean, everybody's like, I don't want a drug addict. I want to, you know what I mean? Like there's things that they, I don't want somebody abusive, but there's so much small little aspects to daily life with someone that if you don't know, you don't want that, you fall back into those same patterns.
That makes sense. What am I supposed to build? Is it something with an H?
There's not a name for it yet. What you're supposed to build after this circle is completed is something unique.
Okay. Just signs I'm supposed to build something, and it's a lot of them. Okay. I'm just going to build something. I'm good with that. Where do I go from here? My next steps? Just learning me, my book, reading again and again.
Your very next step you need to take, and like I said, you need to do it soon, is taking a step back and celebrating yourself and your accomplishments. And if you need to take a look at your journals and stuff first, do that. Start making you a list. But you need to celebrate yourself first. You need to give yourself some credit.
Okay. I can do that.
I think it's going to be hard for you.
Oh, definitely.
That's why I said you need to look at this like you're a friend looking in from the outside.
Okay. I feel like there's so many more questions, but they just don't seem as important. And what can I do?
You have a whole bunch rolling around in your head that are going to get answered as you go through these notebooks.
I know. Every time I tell myself, I'm like, the answer's in my journal. I know it is. I don't even have to ask myself. I already know the answers in my journal, in all of my journals. It just makes it difficult because I've got a lot. what is it that I can create that will help with the financial freedom and just security and stability?
So the majority of that are those other tick marks. Once you get
Okay.
down, once you get everything down to about the 6, 7 area, that's when you really start to see a lot of that come in.
Okay.
So right now is the legwork. Right now is the shit work that you have to do first.
All right. I want to get over my fear of just my intuitive gifts, and I want to connect with my higher self and my spirit guides. How do I do that where I feel safe and I'm not opening up this can of ugliness for myself or my daughter?
So spirit guides are easier in that now that you know you have that one that's kind of holding you back anxiety wise, it's easier to focus on the other ones in that just on a daily basis. This is something you can set your intention in the morning. Let them know, and you can say it out loud, you can say it in your head, whatever, that you're open to the signs they're sending you, because they're sending them. And you're seeing them, but they're not registering. So let them know that you're open to seeing them. So they will send more. At the same time, you need to make a conscious effort to be more open, because they're sending things over and over and over. And it's like you notice the repetition, but it doesn't sink in that this is somebody guiding you. So when you're noticing these things over and over, you need to acknowledge it and keep track of it. Whether it's just like a little tick mark or a note on your phone or whatever, you need to be keeping track of it, because they're sending them multiple times a day.
Okay.
So when you realize, when you see, oh, just like, I don't know, say you just keep seeing Celtic knot everywhere, or 333
The letter
everywhere.
H.
Yeah. So look up what those things are spiritually. Take note of it and look it up.
I have those notes, the things that I keep seeing, or there's a spot in my office that I keep being pulled to look out a window at a building and I can't figure it out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As far as
That
the
helps.
intuition and the gifts go, or your clairs, you've got to build your own trust with it. Some of it is that programming, and some of it is literally being afraid of being too connected. So
yeah,
you need to look at it logically, look at it from that medical standpoint, document all of it, because you need to see, okay, I felt this was going to happen and it did, or I felt this was going to happen and it did, but it was just varied slightly. You need to be documenting all of that. The way I would recommend to do it, because I'm kind of the same way, I need to see shit. The way I did it that's helped me tremendously is I just created a second email address and I email everything to myself. So then I know I have a date and a timestamp on it. And so I can go back and look, and I will just subject line, dream this night about that. Like I'll put something in the subject line that lets me know the overview of it. Or even if it's just like, I feel like this is going to happen. I know this is coming, or, but because in my mind, if I write it, just handwrite it, even if I date it and everything. So I'm so distrusting of myself. Sometimes I'm like, well, someone could say you just wrote that. So in emailing it to yourself, there's a time and a date stamp on there.
No, I love that. I mean, because I usually always have my phone, not pen and paper, and okay. That helps a lot.
Nobody has access to it but you.
Yeah. That's the other thing is I don't want anyone reading my crazy.
Well, and you don't have to ever worry about that notebook getting lost or damaged or whatever. It's always there. So that will help strengthen both. It'll help hone your abilities and strengthen them. And it will also help you trust yourself more when you can go back and go, I totally pegged that. I totally saw that coming. You know what I mean? It will help you.
Yeah.
It will help you boost your own confidence.
Okay.
You have so much to do.
I do. And I'm excited that I finally get to meet my person, even though it's a wise for now. I don't care. Can we at least grow our family? Even if he has kids and we bring them together, that is a dream of mine, is a big family.
So the thing is, I can't see that part. Like I can literally see his face so clearly and his name and everything. So I'm like, oh, and I fucking hate that. But
that's okay.
I'm going to email it to myself. So that way, and then I'm going to put a reminder that in a year and a half, I'm going to be like sending you this email.
Okay. That's okay. We'll grow our family. If he's the person I want, we grow it. All right.
Make myself a note to do that too.
I don't feel like I have a lot to do though. I don't. Because this is what I like to do, is go back and read through my journals and learn. I don't have any other questions. Just thank you and my spirit guides.
You're welcome. I'm writing myself a note.
That's so crazy that you can see all of that.
It is, but it sucks at the same time because I can't really be like, here's his name and here's what he looks like and blah, 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 because then you're going to bypass these other people.
I would go find him and then, yeah, so that's okay. Yeah,
the timing would not be correct.
And I want to meet the other people.
If you were to meet him now, you would not appreciate a lot of things about him that you need in your life. You have to meet these other people first.
Okay.
And there's 3 of them in particular. One of them is not meant to be in your life long at all, like one date.
There is someone that's stuck in my head, and sometimes I think it's ego, but then random things will just pop up and I don't know what to do with him, about him. It just feels like I can't, like I just want to cut that completely, but I go to do it and it just doesn't feel right. And I don't know, like I want to let it go because it's holding me back, but it just doesn't feel right to let it go completely. I don't know what to do with him or that.
With that in particular, that's something you're going to have to make the decision on yourself in time. Don't push yourself to do it right now. You have other things that you need to do right now.
Just let it. I guess I just feel like I'm supposed to be in his life more than he's supposed to be in mine.
And you're going to have people that you come across like that in a lot of ways, where you're like, I don't know why I can't not be your friend, even though you're very toxic, but I know I'm supposed to be in your life for a reason. I mean, everybody comes in and out of your path for a reason, even people at Quick Trip.
That helps a little, because it's not good for me, but for some reason I just can't seem to cut it. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That helps a lot.
Good. I'm glad. That makes me happy. These usually do help tremendously.
Yeah, I was worried I was just going to get vague answers and be right where I was. And well, your post says, you know, research, make sure you know your questions. And I knew for the longest time I was not ready for this.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I just was. Okay. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Again.
Just weight has been taken off. Not Timmy. That's what he's called, Timmy. I still feel him, but that's okay. I know who he is now, so
Yeah.
I'm allowing him to stay for the time being.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, celebrate and give yourself time this weekend to start formatting that book, that list.
I will.
And I'll have this up and I'll send you a link. I have a really, really full day, but I'll try to get it to you sometime this afternoon so you can go back and listen to it.
Okay. That's fine. I wasn't going to listen to it. Probably not today, but I know you're busy. You're getting busier and busier, and I'm so happy for that.
It's nice and not nice at the same time. Like the lazy part of me is like, I just don't want to do this today. And then the other part of me is like, this is what you asked for.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I get the lazy part. I think all spiritual people are lazy. They just want to just sit back and enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how to sit back and enjoy.
I don't either. I mean, it's a lesson I need to learn. Okay. Well, I'm excited.
Good.
I'm really
glad.
excited.
That makes me happy. Go celebrate yourself in the next couple days, and then give yourself some time this weekend.
I will. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Do you still have to work a little bit today?